When you're grooving, there's something so, you know, magical. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just something amazing. I was born in Chile, in Santiago, Chile, in the capital. When I was 4 years old, I had to move to Colombia. And then I moved to Venezuela because, you know, my dad, because of his job, basically, we had to move around. And, well, that's where I actually learned English because I had to go to an American school. I went back to Chile when I was like 14. The first time I grabbed the guitar, I was 10 years old. And I would say I was inspired first by Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Mm-hmm. For me, that was just crazy, you know, to listen to such great guitarists as Slash. That's when I figured out I had to, you know, learn guitar and start with lessons. I really, you know, liked the mixture between blues and rock and classic rock. So after that, I discovered Jimi Hendrix. I started learning all those, you know, vibratos and solos and all the combinations that he would do with the chords. Every time you listen to Hendrix, you can see that, you know, how talented and good and experimental he was for that time. After that, I studied jazz for a couple years. I had some moments studying bossa nova, you know, like Latin jazz and fusion, you know, with Latin music. And I had this really talented teacher. He's really known in Chile. And his name is Jorge Diaz. He was a really, you know, big influence, mostly on my technique, on the way I play. The guy is just unbelievable. He's phenomenal, and he's so picky and so careful with the technique, but at the same time, he's really, for him, it's so important to get a really good sound and, you know, to put emotion and intensity into what he's playing. And then I went back to blues, rock, and the guys that I admire right now, Arcade Fire, the Black Keys, Jack White. That's the type of music that combines that kind of like rock on one hand, but on the other hand, they still have this experimental spirit. That's, you know, one of the things that I admire. Music for me is an instrument to express whatever I'm feeling or whatever I'm thinking. The whole experience of different emotions and everything that can happen while you're playing music and while you're writing it. That's what inspires me. It's a feeling that it's really hard to explain, but it's so intense and it never goes away. So I'm gonna keep on doing it until I die, you know?
What are some highlights of your music career, or any bands or projects that you're fond of?
Well, I would probably say with Blue Sour, you know, the album that we released that was called SWAT.
All the girls and guys, they wanna know just how far we're gonna go.
I worked with Javier Valenzuela, and we started with that project back in Chile, 2010, even before that, like 2007, but we finished the album 2010. We got really good reviews. We got an award as the best new band in a page called Who Tune in Australia back in 2011. There was this radio that also chose us as the best new artist in the UK. And then Javier wanted to, you know, see and try what would happen with the album here in America. So for that we needed musicians.
Javier and I were bandmates in Mystic Rain with Rod Shepard. So a few years later, Javier invited me to join Blue Sour.
And he's like, I know the right guy. This guy's unbelievable. His name is John Roccasano. We need to get him in the band. And that's how we met. And he was absolutely right, you know. After, you know, we had, you know, an audition or whatever, we were just so excited having you on board, you know. It was great. It was a great experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
Feeling is mutual.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah.
It was original music and covers, which was perfect for me at the time. Juan and Javier were ambitious and talented guys, as was their new frontman, Mike Nuff, who increased our bookings in New York City.
we had that as a goal, you know, to get into important stages in New York City and start, you know, and try to promote the original music by playing covers, you know, and adding these original songs on the set list. If you go to the Red Lion, you know, Session 73 or whatever, it's always packed, and people, I mean, musicians have so much fun playing there because the energy is just extraordinary.
We did Blue Sour, which kind of morphed and divided into Men Are Myth. You and Mike are kind of carrying the torch on that, and I just kind of you know, sit in as need be as of now, as of this taping. You know, we put out 2 singles,
Exactly.
so that stuff is pretty cool. Max Feinstein dropped by to help out with Juan's guitar tones, and they hit it off right away. I thought, hey, these guys make a great team.
What are your contributions to this project, musical or otherwise?
Well, I worked on the song Window to the World. I was invited to perform rhythm and lead guitars, but I had to share that role in a very cool way with Max.
Juan's a blast. Juan is a lot of fun to work with, you know, a little bit of guitar Juan on one sort of thing. Forgive the pun, I know I hate myself for it, but no, Juan is fun. There's a little bit of competition, but it's the best kind. Everybody plays better with Juan, I feel.
We were kind of doing like a question and answer kind of thing, you know, and it was a great experience to give a kind of like a funky vibe to the song that Javier Valenzuela had written, and that, you know, John Roquesano wrote the lyrics.
Is this your first vinyl record?
Oh yeah, this is my first experience with the analog, and it's just...
Yeah, full, same analog tape too, so
Yeah.
first...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cool.
When you invited me to, you know, be part of this project, it was just unbelievable. It was really exciting because I had the chance to see what it was like, you know, to record back in the 70s, 60s, and before that, you know.
What gives you the most excitement musically?
Playing live is just something unbelievable. You just feel your whole body is, your whole soul is like in this perfect circle.
Even if he's playing the same guitar solo for the 100th time, he smiles like it's the greatest thing ever. When you're in a band for a while, you know when someone's faking it, and that's not Juan, that's real enthusiasm.
On the stage we've come undone.
On the other hand, you have this part of writing music, you know, of coming up with ideas. You get this idea and you don't even know where it came from. You just feel it and you start writing, and when you start putting things together, and that's kind of like magic, you know.
This is right.
Any local or lesser known artists that you enjoy?
Yeah, actually, there's this crazy guy. He's from New Zealand. His name is Conan Moccasin. His first album is really cool. Maybe you guys should check it out. And his videos, the whole thing, he came up with this whole concept that I think is very interesting, very experimental. There's a band that we had a chance also to share the stage when we were playing with Blue Sour. They're from Brooklyn and they're called Ballroom Jacks. They're also, you know, kind of like coming up with different sounds, and they're really cool guys, and they have good lyrics, and the musicians are really good as well.
Any upcoming gigs, music that you want to promote?
I'm working on a solo project with my girlfriend Tracy, and we just named the band Marion Avenue.
Tied by my dancing too long, and the road ends in the shade.
I'm really excited because it's very honest. I'm not really thinking of making money. I just want to do music that comes from the heart and the soul, and I'm just trying to make an album that I could say, hey, I'm proud of this.
The artist is Juan Garcia. The album is Johnny Rock and Friends for the Record. Rock on. See you soon.